The Tuskegee Airmen were the first group of African-American pilots and crew who served during World War II. The 332nd Fighter Group was stationed at Lockbourne, which is now known as Rickenbacker Air, right here in Columbus.
As part of our Black History Month coverage, 10 TV's Lacey Crisp introduces us to a Tuskegee Airman's family who's keeping the tradition of serving alive.
So I think Uncle Bill's down here.
William Bill Watkins Jr. was drafted into the Army in January 1943. He joined the historic group, the Tuskegee Airmen, in 1944.
He was actually an intelligence officer for the majority of the time that he was there.
His sister, Jean Jones, explains her brother spent time in Germany and in England taking pictures.
You need lots of integrity.
Bill, a part of the first group of African-American pilots and crew, broke barriers for his country, something his family still admires him for.
We're proud of him.
Couldn't imagine, what you would go through being, one of the first black officers, and whether it's an air squadron or even just a black soldier over there in general. Obviously being treated differently by, you're fighting the enemy on one front, and then, it seems like you're fighting the enemy back home.
Before Bill joined the Air Force, he was a Columbus police officer.
I have his badge number now.
His great-nephew, Alex Mottinger, has followed in his footsteps.
He kind of taught me that, just don't ever quit no matter what you do.
After Bill retired from the Air Force in 1964 with the rank of major, he went back to the police department and worked in the property room.
It's definitely a huge sense of pride for me, just being able to say, like, hey, my great uncle was a Tuskegee Airman. I mean, it's a big deal.
At age 95, Bill passed away in 2008. Mottinger hopes to carry on his legacy of service.
I'm going to do my best to live up to his example.
In Columbus, Lacey Crisp, 10 TV News.